Welcome to Designer Digital's bi-weekly tip, December 28th, 2018. This week, brushing up on brushes, behind and clear modes in Photoshop and Elements. One of the most useful and versatile tools in the Photoshop family is the brush tool. Brushes can be used to add interest to your digital project and create stunning visual effects. With more than 3,000 brush sets to choose from at DesignerDigitals, finding ways to use them in new and different ways is worth a look. In this series of tips, we're exploring brush options that can help expand your design possibilities. In this tip, we'll look at two brush-specific blending options, the behind mode and the clear mode. When you're using a brush, one of the tool options allows you to select a blending mode as you stamp with the brush. All of the usual blending modes are there, but there are two extras. To find the brush blend modes, begin by loading an ABR brush file into your software. If you need to brush up on how to do this, check out my video tip on loading a brush file into your software. For the sample, I'm using Artsy Christmas Trees Brushes and Stamps number 2. Open a digital document and get the brush tool. You can press letter B on your keyboard or select the brush from the tool panel on the left side. Click the foreground color chip at the bottom of the tools panel to select a color. This will be the color that the brush will stamp on your document. When you're using this brush picker, you can just come over to your document and click somewhere to pick up a color, or you can choose from the color picker here. When you're satisfied, click OK. With the brush tool selected, locate the tool options. In Photoshop, the options will be across the top of the editing window, while in Elements, the tool options are at the bottom of the screen. Find the mode drop-down. By default, the blending mode is set to normal, and for the first stamp, leave it set to the default. Next, create a new layer by clicking the Create a New Layer icon in the Layers panel. It looks like a square with a turned up corner. Drag that new layer down on top of the paper. It should be one position above your background paper. You'll stamp your brush onto this new layer. From the options bar, choose the brush that you'd like to use and click once on your document to stamp the image. Next, click the foreground color chip at the bottom of the tools panel to select a different color. So I'll click on that green, and then I'll come over and I'll suck up a lighter green here from my document and click OK. Change the blending mode of the brush from normal to behind. Position the brush overlapping the first image, and then click to stamp again. You'll notice that the behind mode applies the color only on the transparent pixels, causing that new image to look like it's sitting behind the first image. This is a super quick and easy way to get a layered look with brushes. Now let's look at the clear brush mode. For the sample, I'm going to choose a grunge brush from Katie Petit's Defining Grunge Brushes and Stamps number 1. So come up to your brush picker and choose your new brush that you're going to use with the clear mode. Change the blend mode from behind to clear. This mode is going to cause the brush to function somewhat like an eraser. Position the cursor over the two previously stamped images and click. Using the clear mode removes the opaque pixels, making them transparent and allowing the background to show through. This is a super quick way to create a grunge texture or give a subtle pattern to a stamped image. The clear mode is especially fun to use over layered paper, allowing a pattern paper to peek through a background. The remaining blend modes function the same way as the blending modes over in the Layers panel here. Stamp directly onto textured or pattern paper to experiment with the way that the blending modes change the look of the stamp. Thanks so much for watching this week's video, and be sure to check back in 2 weeks for another Designer Digitals tip.